Hello Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. I'm happy to have you all. All right, we're going to do a general spread for Libra, see what's up, see what's coming in. These cards are so big, they're so hard to shuffle. I have to wrap my hands around them. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, sorry about that. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to maybe learn something or better yourself. Trust your own intuition above all else. Take away only what resonates for you and release the rest. Do remember you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's go ahead and set the intention now to get Libra. All placements in Libra, some clear, helpful, insightful messages wherever they're at on their spiritual path. So this card wants to start. Let's see what's coming up in the past. The Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords indicates a period of rest or a period of waiting, a period of maybe resetting or more focus on your mental health, your body, just taking a break, taking a you day, right? So how is that impacting them presently? What is the current energy coming through for Libra? What is the current energy? There could have been a need to stop and think about something, possibly a conversation that you want to have with your boss or with your partner, particularly if your partner has very heavy fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to, or you could just be planning long-term goals in terms of how you want to grow, not just as an individual, but particularly in regards to your career. With the King of Wands, it's a very strong career card for me. So there could be some sort of important idea that you want to discuss, or some sort of project, or I'm hearing the word pitch or audition or something where it's you want to demonstrate your skills and it's you're hoping that it's going to take you places. So what supports Libra at this time? What best supports them? The Empress. All right. So for some of you, it's your mommy. For some of you, it's your mom. And I mean that just sort of as maybe an emotional support system, or someone who you feel like you can let your hair down and unwind and talk about the things that are bothering you. If it's not that, Libra, if you yourself are a mother, you're coming through as very strong in maternal energy, right? And I don't mean to exclude the dads or the fathers out there by any means. It's just the Empress, it's coming through as very strong feminine maternal energy. So that is something that is supporting all Libras right now. And it doesn't have to be a mother figure, but I would say it's someone who you view as very nurturing and has a maternal-like presence in your life. It could be a grandmother, it could be an aunt, it could be your best friend, particularly if your best friend is very sensitive, nurturing, kind of, wipes away your tears, that kind of energy. Some of you are planning maternity leave. That's not going to be for all of you, but with the Empress, it can sometimes indicate news about pregnancy as well. So yeah, there's a strong female in your life who they support you. They got your back. And this might just be your boss too. If you have a good relationship with your boss or your supervisor, or you might in the future as well. It could be that someone is going to, sign their name on the dotted line on that contract and endorse you and support you. What qualities is being advised to Libra at this time? Qualities, advice, how to grow. The Knight of Cups, yeah. Open up your heart space. Not that Libras typically have a problem with that, but this is about expression of creativity, your enthusiasm, things that you connect to on a more emotional level. It's going out in the world and leading with that. For some of you, you may choose to move forward in some sort of romantic relationship. Or again, some of you are moving towards possibly starting a family, or I'll say this, some important chapter regarding your child. And I don't see anything negative. It's just sort of a natural, it's time to send them to daycare. It's time to send them to college. It's, an important milestone in your child's life is coming through as well for some. There's kind of a lot of different messages here, but I am trying to keep the spread a little bit more generic this time. We've done a lot of love readings, so definitely check out the past week's readings. I post pretty much weekly, so those energies are good for, 2 to 3 months. All right, let's see. So what is known about the scenario? What is known? What is the facts and the reality? The Fool. So this is a fresh start. Yeah, so after a period of wait, for some of you, I'm almost getting this idea of a job or a position or a project may have come to a close organically. I don't think it would be necessarily shocking for most of you. And again, this is the past I'm talking about, where you actually ended up having a little bit of extra time to focus on yourself and your goals and sort of hit reset and what you really wanted. That's being indicated to me with the Fool energy. The Fool energy is what we all know about this. So for me as the reader, the Fool says this is the very beginning. This is the birth. This is the inception. This is the start of something very likely related to your long-term career goals. Even if your job didn't come to an end, there was some sort of, it's funny, I used this word earlier, like a merger or an acquisition where some sort of position or role maybe is changing, or it's not what it used to be. It's going through some sort of transformative process. And with that, maybe there is like a mini death and then a new birth, like an ending and a beginning. And so what supports you for some of you on the off chance that you were laid off or whatever, and again, this is past, I'm not predicting that, it seems like you had enough money to get by, and you did have, especially women, nurturing and supporting and helping you get by. You know, maybe you moved in with a friend, maybe, you know, you moved in with your mom, maybe you just had some really deep talks about life, about, you know, how did I end up here, because I always envisioned myself doing this, and now it seems like a sign. And like there is a lot of like lovely Venus energy around you, Libra. And then what that essentially leads to, like the qualities you're being asked to embrace, is that Knight of Cups, which is all about forward strive and forward movements. And maybe you're pursuing something that is a little bit more creative, or at bare minimum, no matter what this is to you, the Knight of Cups says go towards what you love. Who or what you love. And that includes yourself too. So that's what I mean about embracing what's going on in your heart space. And that doesn't always make sense logically on paper, particularly in Pisces season. There's a need to trust your intuition over the facts and over the logic, and sort of being in that go with the flow energy, right? You know, Pisces is very symbolically like, you know, the ocean. You can't fight the ocean. You can, but you're going to tire yourself out and you're not going to get too far. So there's a need to just kind of go where the energy takes you right now. But I will say, I think rather than having like a very clear set of goals or a clear mindset or an absolute destination, let's put it that way, it's sort of the embracing of the journey, knowing that there are going to be signs and synchronicities along the way that are going to help guide you. But it's like such a go with the flow energy, and it feels really lovely and beautiful. I will say some of you're embracing a lifestyle that is far more relaxed and healthy for your body than you've been at previously. You may have been at a job or in a scenario, in a relationship, that it was just go, 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 work, 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 stress, stress, stress. And this is like a new chapter where you're like, I'm not doing that to myself anymore. It's like your body is your temple. And ironically, that's sort of what is supporting you, is your body, especially after giving it a period of rest, having to take some time out and hit reset. Maybe you're doing some chakra work, maybe you're doing a cleanse, maybe you're dieting or going to the gym or whatever it is. What supports you is your body, the Empress. That's Taurian energy, right? So for some of you, it's saying like, yeah, your body is your temple. So no matter what you're looking to accomplish, you know, you have to recognize that it starts with you and self-care and self-love. And then we can add more people into the mix, particularly if this does have to do with love or romance for you. But yeah, so what is known is that this is a whole new reset. This is an upgrade, but this is a new start and a new chapter. And so with that, you need to be kind and compassionate with yourself, knowing that it may take some time to find your footing. Because I will say you're doing it differently than you have before. You're doing it differently. Some of you may be trying out therapy or counseling, or being able to express yourself in a cathartic way where you're able to really look at what you're feeling in a way that you can process and understand and make necessary changes if and where you feel is necessary. So what is unknown? What is going on in the shadows? What is hidden from Libra at this time? What's going on in the depths and the unknowns? Maybe some intuitive downloads that might be coming. What is unknown? The Page of Cups. All right. Interesting that there's two there. So again, some storyline with the children. Okay, so distance with the children. I keep getting this for you, and Cancer for that matter too. I don't know why it keeps coming up. Like I have no context for it, but I mean, I guess it's just life changes. It's like your child may be moving away, your child may be going off to college, your child may be getting into some sort of or have some sort of opportunity to travel or relocate. And I will say this, a parent-child dynamic, whether you, Libra, are the parent or the child, there is a obstacle coming in between the two of you, but it has nothing to do with bad blood or emotional upset. It's like life is pulling us in different directions. And I know that sounds weird if your child's like going to daycare, right? But they're still going to live with you. But metaphorically, it's like something is changing here. And so we're getting comfortable with a new and different type of space and energy that is existing in between a parent-child dynamic. Or again, if you strongly relate to the metaphor of a best friend having a maternal energy, it could be that your best friend is moving or something like that. And like, it's coming up in what's unknown, but I don't know if that would be shocking to you either, because if your friend did move, it would have to do with being relocated for a job for most of you. For some of you, there is someone coming out of hermit mode, someone who's been isolating or just kind of on a spiritual path of self-discovery, who may come in and form a very strong bond with you, a strong friendship, or, possibly more, with the Page of Cups. I'm not sure it would be someone who is brand new to your life. If it's romantic, it might be someone who you already are aware that they exist, but you maybe don't see it coming that they might express romantic interest in you. Others of you, there's a good friend or an alliance, a coworker, a counterpart coming in, who's I'm wanting to say is significantly younger than you, but very much looks up to you as a mentor. It could be someone that you're going to train or supervise or lead, or maybe you're bringing on, if you're entrepreneurial, maybe you're bringing on like an assistant who's going to, work under you. And there's almost like what is the word for it? Like an intern type energy for some of you. And then the Ten of Swords, yeah. So if you had a falling out with a Virgo, I don't think that story is done, unless you want it to be. But some of you are going to be blindsided in that it's going to try and come back and enter your life. And for some of you, and trigger alert, because I'm trying to say this as gently as possible. This is a good message though, but you might not be ready to hear it. For some of you, there was a very big fallout or ending or difficult, challenging period in which it really felt like it was definitely like a why me? Like, how could this have possibly happened? And I'm not necessarily predicting this. I think that has to do with what essentially initiated this period of rest. It may not have been wanted, but it's ultimately what happened. Some of you don't realize, and again, I'm trying to be sensitive about how I deliver this, in a few months, I'm going to say a few years, you're going to look back and be like, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. I just didn't see it at the time because I was so in my narrative and in my story and in that chapter. I lost sight of the greater picture and like seeing the forest from the trees. And so for some of you, an ending forced you to go down some sort of rabbit hole of self-discovery. And then you come up on the other end, a changed and new person and more ready to embrace self-love, as well as sharing your gifts and talents and voice with the world around you, which is a magnet for love and attraction of other people, whether it's, business clients or, partnerships in any sense of the word. And I'm not saying that's going to be a narrative that all of you resonate with, especially now, because the wound still feels fresh. But that being said, some of you are going to come to realize why things happened in the timeline that they did, because it actually was setting you down your destined path, that somewhere along the line it got lost in the shuffle. Two of Cups is your outcome. So finding partnership and aligning to self-love breeds or initiates partnerships in a greater sense of the word. Oracle card for Libra that one definitely wants to be seen. That's funny, as we say, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, don't get too caught up on the details or the perfectionism or how things look on paper right now, because I'm telling you right now what you're looking at, it's just a rough draft. It's not telling of the larger story and the larger picture. It's a sliver of the truth. It's a sliver of what's to come. So if there's things you're unhappy with or that you don't like, know that change is inevitable. You can come in and revamp that and edit it and mold it and shape it into something better. But whatever you're experiencing now where you're like, well, you know what, I didn't anticipate, ending a job, but ultimately it allowed me to rest and focus on my body. What you're enjoying about the scenario now, essentially the universe is saying, see how you're liking that? We need to do more of that in the future and make that a constant, make that consistent in your daily life. And then you also have prosperity lies ahead, a new moon in Taurus. Yeah, there is a fortuitous connection. I would even say multiple fortuitous connections. Again, someone who you already have Empress energy supporting you and endorsing you in whatever you choose to do next. But also with that, what's hidden from you is some sort of connection that takes root, I hope that's the right expression, because of an ending that probably already took place in your life. It's connected to an ending, and I'm not saying it's the reason of the ending. It's not the reason. It's not necessarily the person who brought an ending to you per se. But who knows? Maybe like your boss finds another job for you elsewhere. Like it could be something like that. But it is related to a challenging ending or difficult period in your life. Something about that when you go into hermit mode and like soul searching, soul seeking. Page of Cups comes with more nourishment, with more sustenance, and it's like a soothing energy. It feels like medicine in the form of a human person where it's like things are going to be okay. Like I got to show you something really cool. I hope that makes sense. And it probably won't right now because that's what's hidden to you. So in theory, that hasn't come through. Again, that may or may not involve a Virgo or a Gemini. All right. Last but not least, an oracle card for Libra. Something happy or positive. A reminder, an affirmation, anything Libra needs to hear. Did I just call you Virgo? I feel like I might have. No rain today, so we're going to read that. I really like the artwork in this deck. I just think it's cool. The Oracle of Mystical Moments. So 3-7 makes a 10, Wheel of Fortune vibes. And this Fool almost looks like a Wheel of Fortune vibe. Yeah, as my computer goes, ding. All right. Comfort, positive views of life, energy, and shine. In this card, we see the sun banishing a crying cloud. There will be no rain today. The sun gives warmth and comfort. Her rays grant life and strength, and they chase away grief and loss. On dark days, turn your face towards the sun and let the shadow fall behind you. Slip on your dancing shoes, if only for a moment, and let the energy move through your body. Surround yourself with positive, happy people to foster an environment where you can shine. Cute. And something about that turn your face to the sun, you do have a very strong card here indicating Leo energy. So it's stepping into your own sun, S-U-N, energy in terms of allowing your light to shine. But that being said, I do think there's also possibly a Leo in this scenario, maybe a best friend who's a Leo, that it's like, I got you, girl. Again, like you have a lot of people who will go to bat for you and help you through difficult or troubled times. So take advantage of that, right? All right, Libra, that's what I got for you. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you. Show me some love and hit that like button. If you want to leave a positive comment or even an emoji, that helps my reading find a greater audience on YouTube, and it helps my channel grow. That is my goal this year. If you're not already, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and do hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post my readings. And if you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook as The Intuitive Teacup. Thanks for joining me today, Libra. I'm sending you all the best, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.